What's happening, y'all? Coach Holloway back with you again. So today for my video, I'm going to be doing a film breakdown of Daniel Jones, quarterback of the New York Giants. So there's been a lot of talk about his play or lack thereof, especially after this big contract that he signed in the offseason. Giants are 1-3 as it stands right now, and taking a look at that Monday Night Football game, the little bit I saw, it was pretty bad. And when I looked at the film, there was a lot of disappointing stuff in there too. Not just with Jones, but scheme wise and just other stuff that the Giants are limited by. But I mean, the quarterback, that's going to be the first person you go to when it goes good or bad. So I want to take a look at it and see what things I saw, and we'll just kind of diagnose it from there. So enjoy. So before we begin, I already know what y'all gonna say. The Giants have a horrible pass protection, and as you can see here, they rank 31 out of 32 teams in pass block according to Pro Football Focus. So I got you. So we're gonna see some of that too, along with some of the other plays and stuff that Daniel Jones need to fix too. So we'll go ahead and take a look now. This here was actually the first pass play of the game, and he dumps off to the tight end down at the bottom of your screen. I'm gonna go through the play anyway, but this is a play action bench concept. So they're looking at the corner at the top of the screen, and if he goes with the out, then they're going to throw to this corner. But as you can see, not only is that corner open, but you also have the over route on the backside that's open too. But he doesn't want to throw it there for whatever reason, and he ends up double clutching. Luckily, he was able to dump off on the backside tight end, but I mean, it could have been a bigger play. Now, in the blocking scheme, you can already see that Matt Breida identifies Jamal Adams up there on the edge. And what could have happened is they could have had a better chip on this because Adams caused the pressure that ended up leading to that's the chip right there. It should have been. He barely touched the guy. But that caused a quick decision on Daniel Jones' part. But you see him looking at the looking at the over down there, skipping it, double clutching, and then dumping off at the last minute to the tight end. And like I said, there were a bunch of people open and it could have been a bigger play. Now here we got another play action, but this is called a cross concept. We have a post route and then an over route coming in underneath it. So you see the snap? All right, the over route comes over and it could have been open. And so what I found out later on when I reviewed the film, you see this guy cut this route off. You see him run behind Jamal Adams and you see him just cut it off. Which in a zone you would normally, but given that they didn't drop back behind him, he should have kept going because there was an open space up there, as you probably saw. So looking at this picture again, with him cutting the route off, you see Jamal Adams right there. Now I think that's a hard choice to make, especially if you're not a strong arm quarterback, to be able to drop it behind his head. So I can understand the indecision somewhat, but yeah, I would put that on the receiver more so than Jones. But still, you got to take the chance. So now on this one, I can't tell you the concept here because it's funny because you got a post corner, a wheel route going into the same area, which I don't like, and then you have a stop route, of course, a block release on the backside, and then this drag route that I have in the red. This is the one that should have been hit and was the most was the most open one that you could find because there was good coverage on this play. So, like I said, this backside drag, it was open for a minute, and he just waited too long and wasn't able to get it there. Now, watch the protection on this one. Now, I'm about to get the protection in a minute, but this time they did a good job. And for whatever reason, Jones, I guess he didn't trust it, so he just decided to take off early. And when you do that, you cut down whatever you can do over the middle of the field. And as you can see, the drag is already open. So he rushes to the right side of the field, cuts down what he has open, and so to that point, there's nothing that he can do from that point except throw it away. So in contrast, I want to show you Geno Smith, who had poise, composure, confidence, and was able to play the game, manage the game with efficiency. And so with his situation, this right here, I want y'all to take a look at the top of the screen. This is a combination of confidence, but also trusting his man, because you're going to see DK Metcalf get walled off from the pass, but because he trusts him, Geno just going to let it rip anyway and let his guy make a play. So Metcalf runs the fade route, steps inside, goes out, and then watch this. He's already walled off by the cornerback, but he's still looking at the QB, and watch the QB. He just rips it anyway. He just come right off and just get the pass right there. Horrible job by the DB, but still, man, great play by them. Now take a look at the pocket. So he does get pressure, but if you see, watch his eyes, he goes through his progressions before he steps out of the pocket, and he only does it when he has to. It breaks down, he goes right, and he just throws up and lets this guy make a play. And that really just embarrassing by number 25, whoever the hell that is. While this play didn't count, it still goes to show that confidence that Gino had in his boys to be able to make plays. So he gets some pressure on this, and I want you to take a look at the protection he gets. It's really not that good in this instance, despite being a bunch formation, but he was able to get out there and let it rip. Like I said, it didn't count because DK stepped on the sideline, but watch his pocket awareness and presence. He takes the pressure. He steps where he needs to. He still gets himself in a window to be able to throw and to do something with it. And that's what I think what Daniel Jones is missing right now, to be able to use his footwork to work into his progressions and to be able to make big plays downfield at a consistent rate. So I'm going to let these next couple plays go, and I just want you to show what they did that actually worked for Daniel Jones. There's a lot of quick passes just like that, quick reads. When they did this, he did a whole lot better at the end of the first half and in the second half when they were still in the game. So this is the kind of stuff that I think he's the most comfortable with these quick reads and his protection. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did more of that in their game plan from here on out. Now let's go on ahead and get to this line play because their line was horrible, and I'm talking about them at this point right now. So look at the formation, you know what play is coming. When have you ever not seen this thing work? Yet the Giants find some way to make it happen. Getting stuffed on fourth down on what should be a convertible play. That's just the start. Look at this. There's an excellent job by Eugene Nuosu on the outside and Mario Smith on the inside, being able to work across the formation, across the face of the lineman, at least for aerial's sake, to cross the face of the lineman to be able to get into the play. And then for Nuosu for being able to make the pressure to be able to force Daniel Jones back into or to hold him up until he can get to this thing. And this ends up being a forced fumble and gets Seahawks a better field position. All right, another play action here. And so right now I'm going to highlight Evan Neal. And I know he had some things to say about the fans coming at him, which he had to quickly apologize for. But I ain't trying to talk about his whole career. I know he was a first-round pick last year, 7th overall, but he had a horrible game here. And you'll take a look at this. The way he overcompensates on his kick step while this end here. Derek Hall is able to make a great outside move to the outside shoulder, then swipe the hands and go inside to be able to get to some pressure on Jones. Now watch this again. I want you to look at the technique by the end here, or the edge here. So watch him. Evan Neal comes out of stance. He kick steps, but he has low hands first off, so he immediately attacks the chest and gets him off on his feet, backs him up so that then Daniel Jones has to run on. But yeah, that's the kind of technique I taught. Low hands, you bull rush. High hands, you pass rush. You swipe and swim. Now this safety or nickel, whoever, he just comes in unblocked. And I think I saw a lot of that. I saw a lot of protection issues as far as the protection calls. And so you have free shots on the quarterback. And yeah, that ain't going to help with confidence and timing. So guess who's coming to dinner again? Evan Neal. Again, yeah, I'm going to talk about it. I put his name on here too because he need to own up to his performance as a professional. So this time he gets beat around the outside and is able to get pressure to get Bobby Wagner in on the sack. So look again from this on the rewind. So this time he doesn't kick step outside enough. The guy goes straight for the outside shoulder. He can't keep up. A good swim and rip move underneath. And when you have protection issues like that, then you end up speeding up the clock so that little small routine passes like this, quick passes like this can't be completed. And then it leads to other worse things. So this is the pick six that I'm sure y'all all have seen. I froze this right here. So at the bottom, to the left of your screen, there's an out route by the number one man coming open that I think he could have thrown to. And then there's also a corner route breaking that he could have thrown to. But because the clock is sped up, he throws into traffic, and it's all of a sudden a pick six. Now, because of protection issues, they call the plays like that the way they did. Daniel Jones' clock is sped up, but at the same time, he a professional. He got to be able to read that the right way. I mean, look at him. I mean, he even staring it down too. Like that's just easy. Too easy for a defense. They got to get better.